Well, folks, it happened again. Another day, another tech hiccup. Microsoft, the tech giant that brought us the infamous blue screen of death, managed to paint the digital world blue once more. This time, it wasn't just a screen, but an entire service. This time, it was Azure, their cloud computing service, taking an unexpected nosedive, causing ripples across the tech world. And when I say global, I mean global. The impact was felt far and wide. From Seattle to Singapore, businesses and users alike felt the burn of this outage. It was a digital domino effect. It seems even the cloud can have a rainy day. A storm in the digital skies, if you will. Remember those good old days when a computer crash just meant restarting your bulky desktop? Simpler times indeed. Now we've got our entire lives entangled with the cloud. Our work, our memories, our entertainment, all up there. This outage was a stark reminder that even the mightiest tech giants can stumble. No one is invincible in the tech world. But hey, at least it gave us all something to bond over, right? Shared frustrations can bring people together. What do people do when faced with a tech meltdown? They turn to the internet, of course. And not just for frantic troubleshooting advice, but for a healthy dose of humor. The memes, oh, the memes. They flowed like digital tears of laughter. The classic BSOD screen got a makeover, photoshopped onto everything from the moon to a surprised-looking cat. Twitter became a melting pot of shared frustration and witty observations. Some folks joked about finally having a legitimate excuse for missing deadlines. Others reminisced about the good old days of pen and paper. It was a beautiful, chaotic symphony of collective digital venting. This wasn't just some minor internet hiccup, it was a colossal disruption that sent shockwaves through our daily routines. This was a full-blown digital earthquake, and the aftershocks were felt far and wide, affecting every corner of our interconnected world. Airports, those bastions of modern travel reliant on smooth-running systems, were thrown into disarray. The usually efficient hubs turned into scenes of confusion and frustration. Flights were delayed, check-in lines snaked around terminals, and frustrated travelers probably wished they'd brought a good book instead of relying on their now useless airline apps. The sense of helplessness was palpable. Office workers, usually glued to their screens, were forced to look up and, dare I say, interact with each other. The sudden shift was both jarring and oddly refreshing. Rumors of impromptu coffee breaks and extended lunch hours spread like wildfire. The office environment transformed into a more relaxed and social space. Some brave souls even attempted to strike up conversations about non-work-related topics. It was as if the digital silence had unlocked a new form of communication. It was a glimpse into an alternate reality where productivity took a back seat to human connection. For a brief moment, the digital chaos brought people closer together. Section 4. Linux to the rescue? The quest for tech independence. As the outage dragged on, a sense of digital existentialism settled in. Were we too reliant on one company? Was this a sign to diversify our tech portfolio? Enter the Linux enthusiasts, stage left, with their open-source operating system and smug smiles. Memes about switching to Linux flooded the internet, portraying it as the reliable, independent friend you always wished you had. Who needs Microsoft anyway? Well, as much as we love a good underdog story, the reality is a bit more complicated. But hey, a little tech daydreaming never hurt anyone. Section 5, united by the outage, finding humor in shared frustration. There's something strangely unifying about a global tech outage. It's a reminder that beneath all the algorithms and ones and zeros, we're all just humans trying to navigate this digital age. And sometimes the best way to cope is to laugh at the absurdity of it all. Strangers bonded over shared tales of frustration and amusement. People shared screenshots of error messages, turning them into digital badges of honor. It was a reminder that even in the midst of technological chaos, a little humor can go a long way. Section 6. A glitch in the matrix, reflecting on our digital dependence. As the dust settled and Azure flickered back to life, it left us with something to ponder. The brief silence in our digital world was deafening, a stark reminder of our reliance on these invisible systems. We've built our lives, our businesses, our very existence on a foundation of digital infrastructure. From morning alarms to business transactions, everything is intertwined with technology. But what happens when that foundation cracks? When the screens go dark and the systems fail, we are left in a state of confusion and helplessness. This outage was a wake-up call, a reminder that the digital world, for all its wonders, is not infallible. It showed us the fragility of our interconnected lives. It's a good time to reevaluate our relationship with technology, to diversify our options, and maybe even dust off those old backup plans. We need to think about redundancy and resilience. And who knows, maybe next time the cloud decides to take a break, we'll be a little more prepared, a little more resilient, and a lot more amused. After all, a little humor can go a long way in dealing with digital hiccups.